Hi, welcome to episode 4 of our podcast titled What's Love Got to Do with It? Today we're going to be talking about all things love and relationships. So we're starting off with our fact or myth. Yes? So, Shen, love cures physical pain. Fact or myth? I will say fact. It is. So, according to a study that was done in Stanford, it found that love can mask feelings of pain in a similar way to drugs. So, they found that it stimulates the same area of the brain that drugs target to reduce pain. So, this is called the mesolimbic system, and it involves a neurotransmitter called dopamine. And this neurotransmitter influences mood, reward, and motivation. So, love can be a cure. Love is one hell of a drug, and that's what they say. Ooh, love it. All right. So, moving on to the second factor, man. You can feel love in your heart. Based on how the heart works, I would say no. No, there's no love in the blood while it's pumping out. I don't feel it here. I don't feel it here. Where do you feel love? In my soul. In my soul. I think it's my soul. In my head. In my head or in my soul. Having chemistry with someone is not just a phrase. So love happens less in the heart and more in our brains. So where they have hormonal releases and chemical signals that trigger this feeling of love. Okay. So during the early stages of love, the brain produces dopamine, which is the same one as I mentioned earlier on, right? It creates a feeling of pleasure and intense focus on your partner. Right? As your relationship progresses, oxytocin and vasopressin, these are two other neurotransmitters, those levels increase. And these promote a feeling of bonding and attachment. Right? Over time, the brain regions associated with judgment and critical thinking, they become more active, allowing for more realistic assessments of your partner, right? So these changes explain why new love feels so intoxicating. You can't get enough of your partner. You want to be around them all the time, right? And then eventually, you start to see your partner more clearly after the initial infatuation. So, firstly, your body approaches love like in a cycle, right? So it feels good to be around a person at first. So your brain says, do it again. Because love can be like a drug, technically, when you think about it. It's like when Beyonce says she's drunk in love, you know? Yeah, because it triggers the same reward system as drugs. Exactly. Yeah. So don't judge someone when you see them drunk in love, twerking on the beach. You know, that's all part of the cycle. Sounds oddly specific. You judge somebody before it's on the money beach is like, I'm just thinking about the music video. Okay, so now let's talk about the 5 stages of love. The first stage is called attraction. That's the initial spark fueled by the hormones testosterone and estrogen. You can't get enough of your partner. There's a strong physical and sexual desire.
I love him. I know him, y'all. I know him. I know his name.
Right? The second stage is romance. This is the honeymoon phase, right? So it's powered by the same hormones that Sydney mentioned, dopamine and norepinephrine. So that's where you have like an idealization, adoration for your partner. My man, my man, my man. Constantly. The second phase is dissolution. So this is where reality sets in and you realize that your partner is not as perfect as you thought. So they're more annoying and you see their flaws. Hear that, Bats? The fourth stage is attachment. This is where you form deep bonds through the hormone oxytocin. That's called the cuddle hormone, right? So it promotes like long-term bonding and commitment. Yes. The last stage is called stable love. So it's a mature and enduring partnership. It's marked by mutual respect, security, and calm confidence. what's in that relationship. Yes.
That's what we should be striving for.
Exactly. But how many people actually reach that last stage?
Not me, because by the time I
Mm.
reach the disillusion,
Oh.
by the time I reach disillusion, I realize, you used to always do that. I don't remember you being so annoying. And then you realize something, you know?
Yeah.
Like the blinds are removed and you realize, you really don't really like the person as much as you thought you like them.
I know.
It happens.
It happens a lot.
We also found, right,
Mhm.
that there are ways to deal with the 5 stages of love. Yeah? So how to deal with the attraction stage. So first you enjoy the chemistry. That is all good enough to be in love. I love that for you. But don't rush it. Yes? So the chemicals that we mentioned, the oxytocin and the dopamine, they might make you feel amazing, but these chemicals won't last forever. So it wears off. Yeah?
Mhm.
So keep this in mind so you can think with a more clear mind before making like big decisions. So that don't go run off and you end up in your red house, right? And then you elope somewhere because you're just so in love. No, you're just drunk off of love, right?
Mhm.
So firstly, you need to ask the person that you're interested in meaningful questions. Like really and truly get to know them. Try to cover the basis of what are your deal breakers, what you'll actually agree with. Just realize that if your personality is really and truly aligned to sustain a long-term relationship. Yeah. Notice the red flags. So I know we in love and you want something, you're really fine. You really like it, but you know what? You brush it off. Because you see, it is going too good.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I like our feeling. So, you just notice something, whatever.
Hi. Oh, you're a big boy. Hi, you're so cute. What's your name? What's your name? Right there. Oh, hi. Vino Moose. Oh, hi, Vino Moose.
Do not ignore the red flags and stay grounded in reality, right? So you keep spending time with your friends and your family, maintaining your normal lifestyle. Because I know you want to be around your person all the time, right? But realistically, do not make them your life. Maintain your identity in this courtship. How to deal with the romance stage, right? Create meaningful rituals together, right? So research shows that couples who establish unique rituals early in their relationship experience more positive emotions and general satisfaction. Right? These rituals include like special date nights, um, morning routines, or unique way of greeting each other. Just like something that's really personal, right? Like keep it cute. Yeah. And then you start building communication skills, right? So even though everything seems perfect right now, right, developing healthy communication will serve you well later. So you need to understand how your partner communicates. Also, this is like a good stage for you to realize what is your partner's love language. Once you can cover that early, I feel like you could bypass a lot of conflict when you truly start to understand how your partner wants to be loved.
So let's learn how to successfully navigate the disillusion stage. So this is a make or break for many relationships, right? So first you need to recognize that it's normal. Okay? So understand that it's a natural stage and that can actually help reduce anxiety and changing feelings. All couples experience disillusion, right? It doesn't mean that your relationship is failing. So practice compassionate acceptance, right? Work on accepting your partner's flaws, recognizing that you yourself also has flaws. And research actually shows that couples who practice mutual acceptance report higher relationship satisfaction. So also improving your conflict resolution skills, as well as learning to disagree respectfully. Yeah. And
Fly off the handle and start pointing fingers at it. Okay. And it's you. Sometimes you have to point your finger to yourself, you know?
Exactly. So, and it's also good to examine your expectations of relationships and see if it's based on illusions, based on like movies or books or whatever. Yeah.
This is the stage to start to be real with yourself, be real with the relationship that you have.
Yeah.
If you really just want to a casual or something, or they want to be in love and want to get married, or vice versa. Just, you gotta be honest.
So let's talk about building a strong attachment bond, right? So first of all, it's important to recognize your partner's attachment style. So the attachment styles can be secure, anxious, avoidant, or fearful avoidant attachment styles. So learning which your partner has can help respond to their needs more effectively.
Just want to take this moment as you read it out. I want you to be able to identify your own attachment style. Because it's not always just about what's going on with your partner. Like if the better that you know yourself, it's better that you could teach your partner how to love you the way that you want to be loved.
So secure attachments. So they're comfortable with intimacy and independence, trusting and reliable. Okay? So this sounds good. This sounds good. The next one is anxious. They seek high levels of closeness and they worry about partners' commitments. Yeah.
Mm.
The next one is avoidance. So they value independence. They're uncomfortable with too much closeness.
Okay.
The next one is fearful avoidance. So they desire closeness but fears being hurt. They send mixed signals.
Mm.
That's like a red flag on legs. Sorry.
So for the last stage, that's the stable love stage, how to navigate it, how to let the long-term relationship still bloom, right? Keep the spark there. So continue growing together. Set shared goals and take on new challenges together, right? It deepens the bond when you still have something new. Bring interest into the relationship, right?
Okay.
Then you schedule regular intimacy. So those that want to go on a date like once a month, like in the first 6 months, and then you realize, why we need to go out? Like, let's just stay home. Let's Netflix and chill. No. Take your person out, right? They still need it. You still never stop dating. That's always important. Whether it has to be once a month you go out to the restaurant, do something still. Keep it alive, right? Practice appreciation, right? So make it a habit of noticing and expressing gratitude for your partners, right? Positive quality and contribution. So even if they used to doing something all the time, whether they make lunch, they whatever they do, still say, thanks, babe. I really appreciate that you do. It goes a long way. Just simple things that we still appreciate. Yeah.
What's that phrase? Familiarity brings contempt. So if you're just stuck in the same mundane routine, you're not showing appreciation, you're not being grateful, and you're not telling your partner of all the ways that they're special to you or what they mean to you, then you're just gonna be content.
No, that's not enough. There's a phenomenon that's happening right there called love bombing. Right? Only recently, we started identifying it a little bit more. It's not just, the butterflies or the honeymoon phase, right? We realize that it's pathological, right? So love bombing mimics the romance stage, but it's characterized by excessive, overwhelming attention and affection, right? It's unlike natural romance, which develops gradually. Love bombing is a manipulation tactic that can lead to emotional abuse, right? So love bombing typically follows like a predictable flow. So the first thing that they do is idealization, right? That's excessive compliments, constant communication, declarations of, they have found the one. I've been waiting on you for my whole life. You're my person. You're just so perfect. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe a person like you could exist. Oh, love off. And I tell you, love off, right? Too much. Then when they're ready, me, they rope in, right? Because you're into it. This person all over me, right? Then they go to isolation. Okay. So they attempt to separate you from your friends and family by demanding more and more of your time and attention. Okay. So first, they put all the focus on you, and then they start to try to make you put all your focus onto them, right? They are the center of your universe. It's just put on you. You're locked in. Nothing else. Yeah?
Mm.
Then that leads to devaluation, right? So once you're already emotionally invested, they get in, right? They get where they wanted to go. The love bomber may suddenly become critical, controlling, or distant. Yeah?
Okay.
So the last stage is the discard or recycle stage, right? They either abandoning the relationship or temporarily returning to the first stage, that's the idealization stage, right? So basically, this is the start of the roller coaster. You know, the highs and low, the in, the out, the push and pull. They're like, oh, I want you. Oh, I don't want you.
The
Then
Katy Perry song, Hot and Cold. Is your hot, then you're cold. You yes, then you know. You're in and you're out. Okay, that's not.
So sometimes it's not that the love is so real and deep and intense. Sometimes you're just getting love bombed.
Exactly. And that's a tactic that narcissists use, so you have to be careful. But you know something? For me, if I'm love bombed, I would look at it as I am just so great and so good. I understand why that person is just all over me in the beginning. So I feel like I will fall for the love bombing.
Because you're so great and so perfect.
Exactly.
Even when I tell you that you're not.
But you don't matter, you're a hater. But it works. I feel like I will fall for the love bombing. Is that toxic? No, it's not. Okay, so let's talk about silent red flags that no one wants to talk about. Because I feel like this is important. So the first one, they have no friends. That's a red flag.
It's definitely right.
I feel like it's a little brutal because some people are just, you know, it's like
No.
antisocial sometimes, so they just don't really have any close friends. But it could indicate an issue.
In a world full of millions and billions of people, nobody like you. What wrong with you?
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Something not right. You have no friends? That's not right. Tell me something not right with you. And you as the person that you're dating, you need to figure out why is that. Because that's not normal.
I think I would investigate it to determine if it's a red flag or not. I wouldn't just like go straight into it. What if they were homeschooled? So they have problems like making friends, maybe. So that's like a investigative red flag for me. Yeah? No.
Okay. I mean, like, to me, I would interpret it as if you cannot create a strong bond enough with someone that you can build a friendship. Because technically, the foundational relationship should be a friendship. So if you cannot build a friendship out there, how are you going to build a relationship with me?
We agree to disagree. Investigative red flag, and you're just like outright red flag.
I agree that I am right. Right. So, second one. They spend all their time on you only.
They have no friends. No. Because that would be like a love bombing, like the first stage of love bombing. So that's a red flag to look out
So
for.
you should notice that because, like, what were you doing with your life before me? Like, why do you not have a life of your own?
Yeah.
You know? Suspicious.
Next one. They call the exes crazy.
Oh,
I
red flag.
experienced that. All of the exes were just crazy.
Red flag.
But they were the crazy one.
Is it that the exes are always crazy or they made them crazy?
Mm.
I don't like these stories of, all my exes just crazy, something wrong with them.
But then that means that they're just attracting crazy people. So then what's up with them?
It falls back on them. It always falls back on
them.
Red flag. They do not like your friends or family or vice versa. Now, for me, This is a red flag, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it could be
Yeah.
the beginning of the love bombing. If you remember what I just said when they start to try to isolate you, right? They come like Smeagol and start whispering things in your ears. She just jealous. Your mama don't know what she talking about. No, that's not it. Because if the people that are closest to you for most of your life don't like this person, you need to sit back and ask yourself why. Because technically, sometimes they know you better than you know yourself, right? And they're probably seeing things that you can't because you're so close to the sun. You're getting burnt, a nice little roasty tan, and you can't even tell because you're so in love. I would not, although, apart from that,
Mm-hmm.
I still wouldn't rush to say it's a red flag. It's investigative.
It's investigating for you.
Yeah, it's an orange flag for me.
Oh, orange
It's an orange
flag.
flag. Because it depends exactly on which friend doesn't like the person. Because sometimes your friend not really your friend. Sometimes it is really has some
Maybe they have a
problems.
reason. True.
Some friends, some of your friends, they can't actually bring around your partner.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what's happened. Like it's a jealousy complex or they just don't want to see you happier than they are. So it depends on your friend. But if your family don't like your person, investigate it.
So your next red flag, lying.
Just one word already. Flag.
Yeah, especially if they lie for like small things. Because if they lie for small things, they're gonna lie for big things, obviously.
See, some people just lie for no reason. They even
Oh yeah.
not even the small things.
Mm-hmm. But if they lie for something like you ask them, like, okay, so let's say both of you are walking on the street and a girl like waved to him and then you ask, who is that? Say, I don't know, she just waved to me. When you know you went to primary school with her. Like that's what I would see as like a small lie. Like why you would lie about that?
Excessive criticism or the pessimistic. Personal experience through events, right? It's like I met someone, started talking, and it's because like every little thing he needs to notice. So it's like, oh, I'm talking, and like goes, oh, you have a pimple, or you notice like the little thing is off here, or you notice, you put a little weight, like you're the worst Nancy Drew out there. Like you, like if it's so obvious, why you need to make it out? You know, like there's certain things I feel like should not be pointed out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then you do it just to, I don't know, like to build insecurity, or maybe they don't actually realize that it makes the other person feel bad. But you don't actually have to say everything that is on your mind. And then there's like those where you tell them something, like you have a good opportunity, and it basically come with the glass half empty mindset. So then they'll be like, well, that could fail. That might not work out, Yeah, you could do that, but then that could also happen. It's like,
It's very draining.
rain on my parade. It's so like it can't. That negative energy constantly can't have it around you. I cannot see any long-term relationship building on a hater. They are haters.
I agree. Red flag. That's top. Okay, the next one. They raise their voice to prove a point. Why are you raising your voice? Huh? I can hear you. You don't need to raise your voice. Especially if it's a guy. Why are you shouting at your lady?
I instantly shut down. Like you gonna talk, and it's like my point done.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to your mom.
Lost. You're done lost.
The loudest person in the room is in the person who's most right. Stop that.
That could be anger issues too. Yeah. Raising their voice for no reason, anger issues. Okay, next one. They aren't willing to apologize for their wrongdoings.
Deaf.
That's obviously a red. That's obviously a red flag. But you know what? Some people don't even see it. Like the person who's in the wrong, they might just brush it off and say, "Oh gosh, well, all right, now I won't do it again" or something like that. But they never apologize. Like they always avoid saying, "I'm sorry." They can't say, "I'm sorry." You know.
Once I had a conversation with someone, anonymous, right? And it's because they did something wrong.
Mhm.
And I, trying to be an adult, I lay out all the points of where they went wrong. But I tell you, nice sentences. And then when you reach a point where they can't dispute anything that I said, you know what the response was?
What?
Meh. Like a goat. Meh. I was like, no way. They'd rather just say meh instead of saying, you know what, you're right.
I'm sorry.
I was wrong. Like, does that hurt? Does that cause physical pain for some people?
To some people, yes. To some people, it does. Why is it so hard to just take accountability? We can't be right all the time. So when you're wrong, just own up to it, say you're sorry, and actually make changes to not make the mistake again. Just saying sorry is not it. You have to actually put in the work, put in effort to not make that mistake again. The next one, they lack responsibility.
Yes, let me tell you. Take this one away because this thing about leading, right? Men have a problem with women not letting them lead, right? If I know if I let you lead, I'm going to end up in a ditch and I'll let you lead me nowhere. And it's one of the most unattractive things for me. I saw a quote once that said, if he cannot plan a date, he cannot plan a life with you. And it's something that's so simple because why I cannot trust you to be the head of my household or just the head of the relationship. You can't carry me anywhere. Or even simple thing like, you ask them to do something, right? You leave, you come back, it's still not done. It's just like,
Yeah.
I can't depend on you for nothing.
And I feel like people these days think that it's funny. Like, it's not funny. If you can't make plans, it's not funny. If you can't go to the grocery and get some ingredients to make a dish, it's not funny. If you can't clean your home or something, or your car, it's not funny.
Best is like, I was going and do so and so. And, I wanted to do something like, I just love
do it.
I love the taste of nothing. I just love getting nothing from you. A bunch of shoulda, woulda, coulda. Next one is they are unpredictable or you feel like you're walking on eggshells around them.
Red flag. Anger issues, I think. If somebody is so volatile and they can't control their emotions, that's not someone you want to be in a relationship with. Anyway, what's gonna happen when there's actually real responsibilities or you have kids? What are they gonna do? Cry when you get when the children crying too? Now you're going with
They're going to shop
extra
and
child.
you're going to shop and they'll come back.
Show away what I got.
Next one. If they dismiss your complaints, they avoid problems or difficult conversations.
Oh, our personal experience with that is extremely irritating. Like, grow up. That's basically it. Like, you need to learn how to communicate. And then, when it's like you have a problem and then you just run away like, I don't want to talk about this.
Or you know what the worst thing is? When especially for guys, right? You tell the guy your problem and they're like, well, all right now, okay, whatever. And they just, it's like they think that they're reassuring you, but deep down you know that they're not taking it on. They just don't want to talk about it.
This
That's
mess.
very irritating.
Or when they already do that, or they go and they hide and then they come back talking to you normal. Hey, how you going? No, I'm still upset. I'm not going nowhere. We still on this topic, right? If you don't resolve it, it's going to lead to undermining resentment.
And it's just gonna keep coming up. The problem is just gonna keep coming up and it's just gonna snowball and get worse.
Even if it doesn't come up,
deal with it.
even if it doesn't come up, right? It's going to be buried until it starts to grow. It's gonna come back up like vomit, and then when it come back up, it's gonna be bigger. Like it might even jeopardize your relationship because it's simmering, right? You're having problems that's building and it's not being addressed, it's not being fixed, and it's just gonna be a disaster. So, learn how to communicate.
They pressure you to use drugs or alcohol for fun or to loosen up. Loosen up for what? I wish I had a clothespin here. Your partner should not be encouraging you to use drugs or alcohol. I mean, a little drink is fine, but excessive drinking or any type of drug is a no-no. They're not responsible. They don't have your best interest at heart. Stay away from them.
Because why you didn't hear me say no the first time?
Yeah.
Like, I should not
Why
have
you
to repeat
pressuring?
myself. No is no.
Okay, yeah.
Right? If you have to repeat yourself and it's still pushing,
Yeah.
activate yourself. Time to start to say, whoops. I said it the first time. Stop it.
I said what I said. I don't like I showed.
They often tell you how bad they are at relationships. Listen, I'm going to create a hashtag. Believe them and leave them, right? Because to me, I see that as a warning sign
Mm-hmm.
to just get up and go. You don't need to try to figure out why they're bad at relationships. Just believe them. I don't care what form of manipulation tactic that is. It is not your job to fix them or train them to become good at relationships. Just go. Believe and leave.
I feel like that's investigative.
No.
What if they were in a previous relationship like maybe the other person was toxic and they constantly told them that, they're bad at relationships and blah blah blah, so that they have this insecurity, But what if while in a relationship they actually show that they're like a good partner?
If while the relationship they are showing an effort and you're seeing good qualities, sure, no problem. But if you're seeing bad qualities and they ended off, well,
Oh, yeah,
so
no, for
sorry,
sure, for
I'm
sure,
so
because-
bad at relationships. No, get it together.
No, because they know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. So that's a red flag for sure. Yeah.
Thank you. Point for Sydney.
I don't know where you're doing points. Okay, all right. Date nights are rare.
I feel like we covered this a little bit.
Yeah.
When you're talking about, trying to keep the relationship alive. That's in the long-term relationship stage. But if homeboy just say, well, you know what? We're already living together. We've been together for so long. I don't need to do all of that. You're settling again, comfortable. No. Light a fire in the ass. Start a rab,
Jesus Christ.
Start an argument, something. You start making noise. Because when you start to get a little too quiet, that's when they start to lose interest. Don't do that. Carry them out.
Okay. But it's worse if like the woman mentions it and they don't do anything about it. That means you don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Me. Know your place and know your role. You're getting accustomed. Okay?
Next one. Toxic behaviors with your friends or family.
Mm-hmm.
That's an immediate red flag, because if they're toxic with anybody at all, then eventually they're gonna be toxic with you. Because like at the beginning of a relationship, or like the beginning to middle of the relationship, they're their best behavior, right? And after a while, all the bad traits that they've been hiding are gonna come out. So those toxic traits that you're seeing, you're gonna get it eventually. They humiliate you in public.
Mm. See the switch up?
Red flag. I mean, that's obvious.
Some people just accept that, this is his outside or her outside personality. This is just how they are with their friends or with their boys. You're a pretender. I don't like it. Because why are you an actor? This is not the Oscars. Act like how you normally act with me.
Being careless with financial matters.
This ties in with their lack of responsibility. Because
Yeah.
if I can trust you with money, I can trust you at all.
Yes, because they lead you to debt. Debt. DEBT.
Oh!
DEBT.
I got it.
It's a spicy one. They have a wandering eye. Why you copy eye? You should have eyes for your partner alone. This is for men and women, but more for men.
So, it also depends on the relationship that you have with your lady, right? if you see a Bamsida passing, right? Like the Bams is so big, you see it from the front, right? You can be like, hey, babe, what's that, right? And be like, okay, you both look and then you look away.
Okay.
Don't look back without your lady, right? And then there's some men that are so disrespectful. Like, you can't even help yourself to not look. Like, you can look every other day of the week, but you need to look when your lady is there and you know she doesn't like that. You need to know what is acceptable for your partner.
Once the look is not a look of lust, because once there's any lust involved, then that's just wrong. If it's a look as, what is that? Because I've been in that situation. I've seen things, and I'm like, oh. And then in my head, I'm thinking, you know what? If a guy looks at this, I would understand because I too am curious as to what is happening there. Wrong.
If I could catch you looking, you're looking too long. and even
Sorry.
like, and even if I look at what you're looking and I'd be like, you know what? You're right to look. Okay. But if you're already looking at something that ain't even worth turn on one eyeball, you're overdoing that.
You know, a regular slims, and you're looking back, waiting for she to like turn the corner. No.
Yes, some against the slims.
No. Somebody called me slims yesterday. I was like, oh, all right. No.
Never get out of my life.
That's fine.
Guys, that brings us to the end of episode 4, part 1 on the topic of love. Listen, there's a lot that we have to cover on this topic, and I'm so excited. Like, there's so many things to cover on love, you will understand. So we made it into 2 parts. If you enjoy this one, look out for part 2. Make sure like, follow, subscribe, and share on all our social media platforms. And as always, tell your mama, tell your papa, tell your neighbor to tell your next neighbor. Don't forget Susie, right? Look out for us. We have a lot more to come. Bye.